welcome to the latest installment of My Dad Listens to This. I'm Juliet the daughter.
And that must make me Kevin the dad. So, Jules, what did you pick for us this time?
I thought we could actually learn a little bit more about the real girl from Ipanema, Astrud Gilberto. So, Dad, what do we need to know?
Everything. Astrud Evangelina Weinert was born March 29th, 1940, in Bahia, Brazil, to a Brazilian mother and German father, who was a language professor.
Huh.
She was raised in Rio de Janeiro and became fluent in Japanese, French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and, most importantly, English.
Wow, that must have helped a lot when she was going on tour.
In her mid-teens, she befriended a group of young people that she described as a musical clan. Some made it big in Brazil, while others gained international fame, like herself. In 1959, singer Nara Leal introduced Astrud to João Gilberto, and they married a few months after they met. In 1960, she performed with João at the Faculdade de Arquitetura do Rio de Janeiro. Sorry, my Portuguese is rusty.
Grandpa's shaking his head.
Well, you know, it's Brazilian, not European, so. And she sang 2 songs. She emigrated to the U.S. in the early 1960s and has lived there ever since. In 1963, Astrud accompanied João to New York City, where he was going to be recording with saxophonist Stan Getz. Now, there's been a story that Astrud was just a housewife and was talked into singing 2 songs by Getz, with Gilberto objecting. But on the record, according to Astrud, this is her story and she's sticking with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I quote, "One day, a few hours prior to Stan Getz coming to our New York City hotel for a scheduled rehearsal with João, João, told me, with an air of mystery in his voice, 'Today there will be a surprise for you.' I begged him to tell me what it was, but he adamantly refused and would just say, 'Wait and see.' Later on, while rehearsing with Stan, as they were in the midst of going over the song The Girl from Ipanema, João casually asked me to join in and sing a chorus in English, after he had just sung the first chorus in Portuguese. So I did just that. When we finished performing the song, João turned to Stan and said something like, 'Tomorrow, Astrud sing on record. What do you think?' Stan was very receptive, in fact, very enthusiastic. He said it was a great idea. The rest, of course, as one would say, is history. I'll never forget that while we were listening back to the just recorded song in the studio's control room, Stan said to me with a very dramatic expression, 'This song is going to make you famous.'"
Yep.
And it did. Bossa Nova blew up big time. Elvis was doing Bossa Nova. Frank. Everyone.
Elvis Bossa Nova?
Well, he did the song Bossa Nova Baby.
Oh.
Which kind of doesn't sound like Bossa Nova, but
Oops.
it was one of those movie songs. Anyway, the song got great reviews. The album got rave reviews. And The Girl from Ipanema won the 1965 Grammy for Record of the Year. And Getz Gilberto won the 1965 Grammy for Album of the Year. It was the first jazz album to do so.
Wow.
You know what the second one was?
I don't know. This is a trick question. There hasn't been a second one.
Oh, yeah, there has.
Oh, what?
Herbie Hancock's River the Joni Letters from 2008.
Wow.
And that's kind of been it.
I thought Herbie would have won one sooner than that.
You know, it's a jazz. I mean, people kind of look like for Album of the Year, it's going to be like rock and roll or pop or something like that. Anyway, Astrud next appeared on Getz a Go-Go, because, hey, it was the 60s. A live album recorded at the Cafe A Go-Go in New York City and also Carnegie Hall. She toured with Getz as a special guest vocalist for 6 months because she was separated from and eventually divorced João Gilberto and needed financial security. She wasn't paid much and she had to deal with being a single mother. On top of that, Brazilian journalists and musicians said that she was lucky rather than talented.
Whoa, that's mean.
A lot of harsh criticism was piled on her, and she never sang in Brazil again.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. You poop heads. Why'd you do that?
And she was not present when The Girl from Ipanema was used in the opening ceremony at the 2016 Olympics in Rio.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
it
take
was
her
like-
over in Portugal if you guys don't want her.
It was like, she would have been great with the mob, You're dead to me.
Yeah, seriously.
Now, once she was free from the Getz contract, Astrud took charge of her career. Her first album came out on the Verve label in 1965 called the Astrud Gilberto album. It met with excellent reviews. She made a total of 8 albums for Verve from 1965 to 1969. So she's cranking out like 2 a year on average.
Not bad.
Now, since then, she's only put out 4 albums, her last being Jungle in 2002.
Really?
Yep. She also retired from public performance that year as well. Part of it was stage fright, and part of it was she just kind of got tired of having to deal with people. Like she appreciates her fans, she really does, but she's a very private person.
Yeah, if you go on her website, you'll see.
In 2008, she was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Grammy from the Latin Recording Academy.
Did she go?
I don't know.
Oh.
Now, as you said, if you visit AstrudGilberto.com, you'll find that it has not been updated since 2016. It lets fans know that she is not on any social media. However, she does have a Twitter page that was started up in 2018 by the Universal Music Group, which owns Verve Records. Now, apparently, it was someone at Universal that was doing the tweeting, not Astrud, because I checked the feed, and basically it's a lot of, hey, it's the 50th anniversary of this jazz album, or hey, these are the 20 greatest saxophone players ever.
Yeah.
So it was more like promoting the Verve label as opposed to, hey, Astrud did this and she did that.
Yeah.
She just had no part in it. Now, the thing is, the Twitter feed has not been updated since April 2019. And like I said before, she's a very private person. And if you read the stuff that's on her
Website?
on her website, like she says, she does not participate in any social media whatsoever. Anything that you'd find on there, she has nothing to do with.
It's somebody else.
And again, she really loves her fans, but she just doesn't do the social contact thing, which I really respect her for. I mean, especially in this day and age, it'd just be so easy. But that's her. Now, as for me, I picked this up just for the girl from Ipanema, because I had to have that song. And Compact Jazz is a budget line CD. It's just the basics. You get a 4-page booklet with 1 page devoted to other titles in the Compact Jazz series. Now, as for the cover, they took a copy of her 1966 album, Look to the Rainbow, and placed some feathers on it to hide the title.
That's why the feathers are on there?
That's why they're on there.
I thought it was just for the aesthetic.
No, it was just to hide the it was just to hide the title of that album. Because I'm looking at this and I thought, I know this picture from somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's why.
Because it is a budget CD, and it came out in 1987, and it just screams to be remastered. But I think since it's a budget CD, that's probably not going to happen.
You could probably find the individual tracks remastered anyway out there somewhere.
Yeah, if you're so inclined. I mean, there's 16 songs, so you've got to do some searching. But anyway, let's jump into this.
Starting with The Girl from Ipanema, because of course. I remember this song for 2 reasons. The first time I heard this was in the movie Catch Me If You Can, and I replayed the 5 seconds of Astrud Gilberto singing over and over. I also remember this song for the time in Portuguese class in college where we had to find a famous singer from a Portuguese-speaking country, and my group was too lazy to come up with anyone, so I suggested Astrud because I knew Google would yield a lot of results right away. This version of the song is the definitive one, not the stupid cut where Joao sings for like 5 seconds and then we cut to Astrud with some bad editing. You just hear him go, bleem, 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 doom, 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 and then cut to Astrud. It's so bad. So in this one, the definitive one, first we have João singing the song in the original Brazilian Portuguese, which is one of the reasons this song is so hard for me to learn. I want to learn this song since I grew up hearing bits and pieces of European Portuguese, and the differences in pronunciation are so slight enough just for me to stumble. Next, Astrud comes in with the English lyrics, and I love how she sounds almost ethereal with her voice and the slightly amplified echo. The middle of the song is the jazz musicians playing the melody, and then Astrud takes us out on a fade-out. The Girl from Ipanema is an iconic bossa nova song and an iconic unrequited love song. I've only heard one cover from B.J. Thomas with a Brazilian singer that was an interesting duet where they were both kind of in love but couldn't admit it, which, okay. And I've heard Carol Burnett do a 5-second parody where the mooning over the love interest isn't subtle. And when he passes, each girl he passes goes, oh. I don't have a problem with women singing this and changing the pronouns, but this one, Astrud's set the standard and no one else can top it.
Now, this is from S4E4. It was written in 1962, music by Antonio Carlos Jobim, and Portuguese lyrics by Vinícius de Moraes. Later, English lyrics were added by Norman Gimbel. Now, the single version lops off João Gilberto singing the Portuguese lyrics and shortens Stan Getz's hack solo.
Aww.
The song was inspired by Jobim and de Moraes watching a 17-year-old girl, Heloisa Pinto, stroll around Ipanema, not to just the beach, but by the bar the composers hung out at, and she is still alive.
Wow.
I think she's like 76 or 77, I
She's
believe.
probably wondering where her cut is.
Oh. Well, interesting that you should bring that up because she started her own business and called it The Girl from Ipanema, or the original Portuguese Garota de Ipanema. And Jobim and Moraes said, hey, wait, you can't do that. We're going to sue you. And she said, well, hey, wait, you told the world that I was the girl from Ipanema.
Yeah.
And public support was on her side, and son of gun, so were the courts.
Yay!
Yep. So there you go. Now, this song was first recorded by Perry Ribeiro in 1962 under its original title, Garota de Ipanema. And I think with your European Portuguese...
It would be rapariga?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said, I think in my Portuguese class in Brazil, rapariga kind of means like slut or whore, so they don't use it. It means something bad over there.
Yeah, but in European Portuguese, it does not.
Yeah, it means girl.
Yep. Now, in 1963, during the S4E4 Gilberto sessions, the idea of doing an English language version came up. And like I said, Norman Gimbel wrote the English lyrics. And Astrud spoke English, and that may also have been a reason that led João to have her sing it. Now we've got some fun facts. Allegedly, and I can't prove this, but allegedly, according to Wikipedia, this is the second most recorded pop song behind the Beatles yesterday.
Wow, that's impressive.
That is.
I hope that's true.
Me
I want
too.
it to be true.
Other fun fact, the word Ipanema can mean worthless water, stinking lake, turbid water, or water worthless for human consumption.
Thiago, which one's right?
Afro-Brazilian polymath Teodoro Sampaio translated Ipanema as bad water, which is concise.
Okay.
Now, the other thing about the girl from Ipanema is it's kind of gotten a reputation as a movie gag cliche in that whenever someone goes on an elevator and there's the elevator music, it's always this song.
Oh, that's sad. This song shouldn't be elevator music.
But the thing is, it's like, I've been on so many elevators.
I've never heard that song.
I've never even heard music being pumped into an elevator.
Maybe it's wealthy people elevators.
Yeah, it could be. Not so fun fact. There are also versions out there called The Boy from Ipanema, rendered by Peggy Lee, Ella Fitzgerald, The Supremes, Shirley Bassey, Eartha Kitt, Petula Clark, and Diana Krall, among others. So there's this girl, and she's walking with a rhythm like a samba, and everyone stops as she passes. But there's this one boy who's smitten with her, and he wants to tell her so, but he's too shy, and she just doesn't notice him at all. And that's it. Now, the thing is, the Portuguese lyrics that João sings, they're in first person.
Ah, okay.
And when Astrud sings it, they're in third person. So she's just like observing this whole thing going on.
Okay.
Whereas João, he's got some skin in the game. He's invested.
Cool.
Now, to me, this is one of the most perfect songs ever. Everything fits perfectly, from the playing to Getz's mostly laid-back sax playing to Astrud's dreamy singing. Every time I hear this song, I am transported. And when it's on, do not even talk to me.
Don't skip it.
Just let me have my time basking in this perfection. That's all I ask.
Okay.
I am just like somewhere else. Like, remember that episode of Seinfeld when Elaine's boyfriend at the time heard Desperado, and he would just be like,
Oh, yeah, that's you?
"That's me."
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully that doesn't lead to his death either.
Well,
That was a different
thankfully
song.
I'm not a heart surgeon or what have you, so don't have to worry about that.
Okay, next track. Água de beber, water to drink. Or as they say in Brazilian, de beber, because they pronounce D's differently. I am very particular about vocal scatting and how it should be used. Astrud scatting, Ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dum-da-da-dum-da. Here is perfect because they sound like water droplets. So the translation.
Huh.
You never noticed that?
I never thought of it that way, but I can kind of see that because I
Yeah.
think it's her in Jobim.
Okay, so the translations of the songs from Google and from Frank Sinatra's cover aren't exactly the best translations, but if you put them together, you can get the gist. Astrud is in love and she can't hide it anymore because she needs this person like we need water to drink. So finally, her heart is opening up because she's been afraid to let it show after having a dark past. Pentatonics tried to do a song similar to this called Water, which was supposed to be a ballad of some sort, but this one is way better because it's fun, and we have the dark undercurrent of the music, so it doesn't need to be too serious because they're making music and having fun. My one complaint is the song's over now and I'm sad.
This is from the Astrud Gilberto album, and it translates into drinking water or water to drink. The literal translation of the lyrics are poetic, which is my way of saying I have no idea what they mean. But an English translation was done wherein the singer is a flower who compares her lover's love to rain, and she needs that to drink. Sometimes I think it pays not to know these things.
Yeah.
And this leads me with an issue. So should we just not bother translating songs with foreign lyrics into English? Just let the songs happen and make of them what we will based on the delivery? Because I think something definitely gets lost in translation.
Yeah, I think we see that more with K-pop and J-pop. The more popular it gets, where fans don't necessarily need the English translation because the music is so good that they go crazy. But sometimes when you translate those songs, it's actually quite surprising. Like I remember when Gangnam Style by Psy was translated, and that was actually like a pretty good critique of capitalism.
Huh.
Yeah. So, but I think sometimes it just helps to maybe like, if not have the English lyrics, then maybe just like a general plot summary. So
Yeah.
we could kind of get the vibes, but you don't lose anything.
Because I think
Translation?
when lyrics translated like exactly, there's sort of a clunkiness to them, and
You lose
you're
something in the
definitely missing the
language.
flow.
In
And
the
I think,
days of Netflix with subtitles, though, those subtitles are like getting a lot better than whatever the hell was going on back then to translate the lyrics. But I get what you mean.
yeah, because especially with like people who have to like translate novels. Like some people can do it really well, and some it's just like kind of clunky. Um like there's these two people who like translate a lot of Russian novels, and they're very, very well done. And then like I'm reading a translation of Boccaccio's Decameron, and it's good, but it gets clunky in spots, like with some of the outdated slang. It's not the world's greatest. But yeah, I think sometimes it's just, even if you don't know what the lyrics are, just by the singer's delivery, it kind of gives you an idea of
Yeah, it gives you
what
an
they're trying to put across.
And the
I
music provides context clues too.
I have like stuff by Pizzicato 5 where some of it's in English and some of it's in Japanese. And like the Japanese stuff, I kind of get an idea, and it's like, I really don't think I want to know what the literal translation is. But, that's an issue. And anyway, this is a catchy song. And Jobim plays guitar in this. So I imagine, like I said, he's the one that's backing up Astrud vocally.
Next track, Once I Loved. This time we add strings and woodwinds, and it's such a rush to hear different instruments being added to bossa nova and jazz. They're totally worth it, and they pay off for the ending. It's so good. This song gave me two ideas. Maybe they're not good, but here they are. One, I wonder what it would look like if she collaborated with Buddy Holly.
Huh.
Because I heard the strings, and I'm like, I know another singer who uses those kind of arrangements in his music.
Yeah, that's true. Towards the end, yeah.
And two, I want to see this song in a serial killer or a thriller movie where a woman is dead set on not letting her lover go. Just play it in the background while something gruesome happens on screen. Because Astrud sounds so serious you get worried for a second, but the music is arranged so wonderfully that your brain turns off and you begin to sway. I wonder, though, if Astrud ever had these thoughts about João, though. That would be sad.
I don't know. I mean, they did end up getting divorced, and allegedly, I don't know how true this is, but the rumor is that she ended up having a thing with Stan Getz after things fell apart. Anyway, this one is also from the Astrud Gilberto album, and Astrud loves, loses, but then he comes back, and this time this time she's never gonna let go. And thanks to the arrangement, that's not as scary, obsessive as it sounds because bossa nova makes everything nice.
Yay!
Hey,
We're back! Let's dance!
Yep. So you gotta be careful.
Yes.
You gotta be careful.
It's the trap.
It is. It is. Because I have to admit, I've heard this song so many times, and I really didn't pay attention to the lyrics until I was prepping for this podcast, and I thought, oh my God, she's obsessive, but she's very nice about it. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
It's true. She ends up stabbing the guy, but it's done so nicely that, you can't feel bad about
He
it.
died with a smile on his face. What story?
Yeah.
Next track, Goodbye Sadness, Tristeza. I think this might be the first track where they were trying to recreate the sound of Girl from Ipanema. And I think it's for that reason that so far, up to that point, this wasn't the first track I was really in love with. The la la la's get old after a while, and sure, while the lyrics are very happy, in English they feel blah. Maybe if she sang the whole song in Portuguese, it would feel upbeat.
I think she does have a version where she does sing.
Oh, in Portuguese? Okay.
Yeah.
As for the organ, on headphones it hurt my right ear because they play it super, super close, and at first it seemed an odd choice. It's still dance music, but my heart isn't in it this time.
This is from A Certain Smile, A Certain Sadness, and she did that album with fellow Brazilian musician Walter Wanderley, who was probably one of the few people in jazz who was noted for playing the organ as the lead instrument. The only other guy I can think of is Jimmy Smith. But English lyrics, once again, by Norman Gimbel. And as you noted, lots of la-las on this song.
Yeah,
a lot of la-las.
Yep.
But I kind of like those la-las, because it's Astrud, darn it, and she can la-la as long as she wants. She's closing the door on sadness because he came along. And Walter Wanderley, he brings the happy with his organ playing, which it's kind of a little piercing.
Yeah.
This
my eardrum.
Well, this is one of the reasons that I think this needs to be remastered. It came out in 1987, which was kind of the high point of we're going to take every single song we have and that in existence and just throw it out there, no matter what it sounds like. And then everyone went back and realized, yeah, we probably should have taken a little more time. In successive Astrud compilations, they've done a better job. Would go into the original master tapes, that sort of thing. Now, Basha references this song in her tribute to Astrud called Astrud on her Time and Tide album. And yes, they did form a mutual admiration society.
Cool.
I don't know if I still have Basha's concert program, but there is a picture of her with Astrud.
Cool.
In hugging mode. And I swear...
Hugging mode?
Well, it's like they're hugging each other.
Yeah, hugging.
Smiling at the camera.
You can say hugging. What the heck is hugging mode?
They're in the mode of hugging.
Just say hugging.
I
Anyway,
don't
keep
know.
going.
Anyway, I swear Kat Edmondson lifted this song for her song, What Can I Do?
Oh, I thought that was meditation.
On her Way Down Low album.
Uh-huh.
I could kind of see meditation, but when I was listening to this, it just kind of hit me like, oh, that's where she got it from. And the thing with Kat Edmondson's song, What Can I Do? When they played it at Whole Foods, the first time I thought...
You thought it was Astrud.
I did, and I thought, oh, wait a minute, someone's ripping her off. And I was really mad at the song. And then, I don't know if it was Stockholm Syndrome, but they played it so many damn times in the store that eventually I thought, okay, I kind of like this song. I get it. Okay, I really like this song. And then this led me to buying almost all of Kat Edmondson's albums. So it worked.
Yeah. Next track, Meditation. If Being Touch-Starved had a theme song, this would be it.
If being what?
Touch-Starved.
Oh, okay.
Astrud's love is away and she's pining and filled with desire.
Oh, yeah.
When she sings her songs, she feels better now that her feelings are out in the open. She loves this person very much and can't wait for them to come back. The ending notes are also surprisingly uplifting, but then you realize how fitting it is when she says she will be happy when she sees them again. It's like the meditation is over, and now she goes back into the world with a clear mind and clear heart. A beautiful track, but if you're in a long-distance relationship, be warned. All the feelings will hit you at once. You can also hear how she influenced Kat Edmondson with this track.
This is from the Astrud Gilberto album. And when Astrud's by herself, she thinks of her lover and her loneliness disappears. So she's going away, meditating how sweet life will be when he comes back to her. And to me, this song has a nice sway to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got nothing against it at all. And I think it's kind of, I don't know, maybe ahead of its time with like the whole idea of meditating. I mean, before like the Summer of Love thing kind of came along and co-opted that concept. I think this is more real, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Because I don't know what to say.
Next track, Berimbau. The opening sounded like You're Dead from What We Do in the Shadows. And someone is about to die because this song is a curse for the cheaters. Astrud uses this song to spill political truth. The translation is, the money of one who does not give is the labor of the one who does not have. There's even a reference to capoeira, which is the fight style slaves taught themselves in Brazil and made it look like dance to fool the slave owners. And no, it's not just some asshole with a ponytail like in that episode of Bob's Burgers. So there's going to be a fight, and this saddens us through, but you know she's going to kick some ass. Not my go-to fight song, but I'm impressed that she has one.
This is from Look to the Rainbow. Now, a berimbau is a single-string percussion instrument, and Dom Ramel plays it on this song. That's what you hear in the opening. And the playing of it assures Astrud that there will be...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I just Googled the instrument. I've seen this before. Yeah.
That there will be a lover's quarrel, which is not good because, like you said, it could devolve into...
Capoeira fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And Astrud is backed by the Gil Evans Orchestra, and he did a lot of work with Miles Davis. This song is okay, and I think her voice is served better by a small combo rather than a full orchestra. I mean, I don't have anything against the song. It's not something that I've ever skipped over.
Next track, It Might As Well Be Spring. This is from the movie musical State Fair by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it's unique for them as a writing pair because this was an original movie musical they wrote. It wasn't one of those movie adaptations of their stage shows. In my opinion, the perfect cover of this song is a duet written for soprano and baritone performed by Anna O'Byrne and Ben Lewis for Anna's album Dream. It is so beautiful. So how does this one compare? Well, the wrong lyrics are sung at one point, so oops. Rodgers and Hammerstein's songs have been transferred to different genres really well, including country music and pop covers. But this one doesn't work, because this song is a ballad, and Astrud really isn't a ballad singer. You don't feel that she's gay in a melancholy way. If this was an attempt to make money for an American audience, it shows. The applause at the end feels polite, so I'm sorry Astrud, but I'm going to stick with the duet version I've come to love.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Gets a Go-Go, and it's a live track. And because if you listen closely at the beginning, you can hear someone count it off.
Yeah, I heard it.
And like you said, it was written by Rodgers and Hammerstein from the movie musical State Fair, which won a 1945 Oscar for Best Original Song. Gene Crane lip syncs it in the movie.
Yeah, we can tell.
And I guess this movie was remade like 2 other times after this version.
Really? Huh?
I think there's one with Pat Boone in it. I'm not sure. And there have been numerous covers of this song.
Oh, yeah.
And Astrud feels restless, jumpy, starry-eyed, like she has spring fever, even though it's not spring. But, you know, it might as well be because love does that. I like Astrud's performance. I think it's very relaxed. And for me, I don't look at it as like, did you look at it more as like a sad type of song?
No, it's a ballad.
A ballad.
Yeah.
I kind of like her version. It's kind of like dreamy, and I think she puts the feeling, of course, of like, hey, I'm in love, and I'm feeling all these things.
Oh, I disagree.
Oh, I feel free to disagree.
It feels too happy peppy. Hey, it's the 60s. The other ballad has a fun jazz arrangement, and it sounds equally dreamy, but they convey the emotions way better than she does. They convey the being happy in a melancholy way. I don't get the bittersweetness with this. I just get, hey, happy peppy go-go.
Oh, well, I disagree. And I wonder how hard she and the band had to work to get it to sound this relaxed with this and the other song that we'll get to. And I just think it works. I really like it.
Okay. Moro, now time vejo. Well, I couldn't find the English lyrics, so I'm going to review this song based on what I heard. There's an underlying tension with the music that isn't sexual, so I don't think it's a love song, and Astrud is definitely directing this tension towards another person. We also have her counting a bit, so maybe she's counting the number of times a certain thing happened with this other person, or maybe the number of seconds this other person has left before they can run. This might be a song you dance to with an enemy or a frenemy, as opposed to a friend or a loved one. But my problem was the music was so calming, and since I wasn't actively listening to the lyrics, I zoned out a bit too long, realized what was happening, and snapped back in. Oops. So, Dad, is there anything you can tell us?
Oh, there's much.
Okay.
This is from the Astrud Gilberto album, and I did find the English lyrics. The title means The Hill Has No Time, which is Umoro is the hill.
Okay.
And Now Time Vej has no time. In this case, the hill refers to Rio slums, also known as favelas, which are located on high hills.
Yep.
And what they're saying in the song, the person who wrote it says that the slum has no say, but when it's giving a voice, the whole city will sing. And the reason that it was written was a lot of samba composers came from the favelas. And so that's what it's conveying, that, don't overlook us, listen to what we have to say.
We're still here, yeah.
Yeah, we're still here, and there's a lot going on here that you don't realize.
Yeah, don't look away from us ashamed.
Yeah, and if you really want to see a film about the favelas in Brazil, I recommend, oh God, I hope I get this correct, City of God, which was just really eye-opening. Incredible movie.
Next track, Summer Samba. So nice.
It is.
Very daydreamy, but this is the first time it feels like a dance song first and foremost, and then a pop song later. You bob your head to it, but you don't really feel a need to sway or dance like before. It does make me wonder, though, why we didn't use Astrud Gilberto's songs more when learning dances like Samba and Ballroom at Rick, but that's maybe because the pace was too fast for beginners. But still, would have been nice. That's it.
Okay. This is from A Certain Smile, A Certain Sadness. Norman Gimbel once again makes with the English lyrics. And it starts off kind of fast, and to me it's kind of distracting after the laid-backness of all the previous songs, but then it slows down, and Astrud makes her entrance, and Someone to Hold Her Tight, Love Her Right, and so on. But best of all, to samba through life with her. And this time, Walter Wanderley reins it in on the organ. And this song is looked on as more of the definitive bossa nova song than The Girl from Ipanema.
Wow.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I disagree. I don't have a problem with this song. I love this song. And it's been covered a lot. If you go on Wikipedia, there's just this huge list of people who have covered this song. I do have another version of this song by Bebel Gilberto. No relation other than Astrud was married to João Gilberto, and Bebel is his daughter from his next marriage.
Oh.
So that could make Astrud
Her
an ex-stepmother?
Yeah.
Awkward.
That has to be.
Yeah. But Bebel does a pretty good version of it too. But this one, I think Astrud just nails it.
Okay. Next track, Corcovado, Quiet Night. Hey, João, he's back! I had to.
Hey, João Cagal.
Hey, don't call him that. For those who don't know what Cagal means, look it up. Anyway, I'll spell it for you.
Begins with an S, ends with a T.
Yeah, and it has the word high in the middle. Yeah, anyway. Okay, this song is nice and mellow and sensual, perfect for dancing late at night. I wish going out for dancing was still popular now. And I don't mean dancing in a club with I mean dancing ballroom dances in a dance hall with skirts and suits. I mean, I'd go. The structure, what?
I know Carrie and Mike were doing like couples dancing for a long time. I think they're still kind of waiting for it to come back. But yeah, that thing was like, not exactly ballroom, but I guess swing.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, I know if you've seen
I've seen them dance, They're awesome.
So good.
You still gonna get lessons from them, do you think?
I would love to.
Okay. Anyway, the structure of this song is almost similar to Girl from Ipanema, only this time the roles are reversed, with Astrud singing in the beginning and João taking over until the end. It's a tender love ballad, and you can feel the emotion even if you don't understand Portuguese, because you can imagine the kind of sweet nothings you'd want someone to whisper in your ear this way. So beautiful.
This is also from Gilberto, which is probably why it might sound similar to Girl from Ipanema. This is the second and last song that Astrud sang on that album. Now, Corcovado is the mountain in Brazil that has that massive statue of Christ the Redeemer at the top of it. And that is looked on as one of the 7 wonders of the modern world.
Understandable.
And it's 165 feet tall, and it's just amazing that they got that thing up on that mountain. It's just... Then I got lost in this thing about highest statues in the world, and that one doesn't even come close. There's a Russian one that is ridiculously huge. There's a Buddha that's even bigger. And finally, there's one in India of, I think it was just an unidentified statesman, and the picture of it is just like incredible. You cannot believe that someone made a statue that massive. If you get a chance, just go on Wikipedia and look at it.
Okay.
Anyway. Brazilian Portuguese lyrics are once again by Antonio Carlos Jobim, but this time the English lyrics are by Jean Lees, who did a pretty good job of adhering closely to Jobim's lyrics. Astrud sings the first part, and Jobim gets the rest of the song. And the setup is, it's a quiet romantic night. Astrud strums her guitar, looking out a window to see Corcovado and the Redeemer.
So like a Brazilian Audrey Hepburn singing Moon River almost.
I can kind of see that. Yeah. Her lover is with her, and she sings about how she was lost until she found him. And it's one of those, like, you know, she just sings about it being like, you know, this moment in time where, like, everything's perfect. It's night, there are stars, I'm on a guitar, Christ is looking pretty good on the mountain, and hey, you're with me, and it's just, you know, let's not let this moment end. And to me, again, this song is perfect. Astrud and Jobim sing quietly, and even the music itself is quiet aside from Getz's sax playing, but even that's not intrusive to the song's mood and atmosphere. And this song went on to be a jazz standard and has been covered countless times. But for me, this is the version to beat.
Okay, next track.
And no one's beat it yet.
Next track, Jinji, spelled with 2 Ds because, again, we've gone over the pronunciation. One of my favorite things is woodwinds being used to represent actual wind, and it's done so effectively here because you can almost feel the wind blowing by as you listen to the song, and you can see Astrud getting swept up in love. She's staring at the world around her, missing her Jinji, and she says, "You can go away if you take me with you." And if Jinji doesn't take her after listening to this song, then man, is he a jerk. A ballad where the playfulness...
That she's going to go, once I loved on him.
Yeah, a ballad where the playfulness of the flutes is the perfect finishing touch.
That is.
Yeah.
That is. This is from the Astrud Gilberto album. Oh, Jinji, this song is... It's okay. I kind of feel...
I like it.
Well, for me, I kind of feel like it's marking time here. And yet, I've never skipped over it, so there's something there. It's that Astrud factor, I guess. And just hearing you talk about it, you've made me appreciate it a little more. So thank you.
You're welcome. Next track, Take Me to Aruanda.
No.
Okay. Aruanda isn't a place. It's a concept of Afro-Brazilian religion, in Umbanda in particular. It has several meanings, but the one listed first on Wikipedia is a place in the spirit world. Astrud sees it as a place with sandy beaches, with fish in the sea, a beautiful sun in the sky during the day, and twinkling stars at night. I think that's how most people would want to end up in the afterlife, to be fair. So Astrud is saying she wants to be in paradise with this person, and it sounds fun, and she could possibly be singing this while wanting something else, a subtext. The song is playful enough that it's a definite possibility, so hopefully they get to go there. Wink.
Astrud is a lady. Thank you very much.
Ladies have desires too.
I'm
Anyways.
sure they do. They don't go advertising it.
As I said, subtext.
Oh, Captain Subtext strikes again.
Yes.
Okay, this is from The Shadow of Your Smile. And like you said, Aruanda is a spiritual colony present in certain Afro-Brazilian religions. The song seems to equate it with heaven or paradise. No worries, no sadness, and plenty of fish because, hey, come on, we're Portuguese and we gotta have our fish.
I've only met one Portuguese person in my life who doesn't eat fish.
Really?
They're my enemy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what it kind of reminded me of?
Yeah.
Not to bring it up, but your experience at
Oh, Phillip Street.
Phillip Street.
Yeah, what happened was I ordered Portuguese called bacalhau, and I was used to the kind that Nana made. But in Portuguese, they really use a lot of oil and a lot of garlic and a lot of olives. And the smell was very, very strong. And what happened was I got a big whiff of it and I got very, very sick. And I wasn't able to finish the whole thing. And I felt very, very bad. But it was like I had stomach problems and I had to go home and lie down. It wasn't good.
Well, I think you were expecting more of like the paella.
I was expecting more of the Portuguese codfish cakes that Nana makes.
Okay.
I thought that's what it was.
Yep.
But it wasn't. So it's very pungent, but be warned.
Okay, so anyway, everything's great, and we're gonna samba our way there to Aruanda. Mm-hmm. And I think it's another okay song. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but again, I have no problem with it. I've never skipped over it. What can I tell you?
Okay, next track, Felicidad. I was able to glance at the English lyrics really quickly. Mm-hmm. It's Carnival in Brazil, and Astrud observes that events like Carnival make people forget their sadness for a bit and give them the illusion of happiness.
Because they really need it in Rio.
Yeah, it's an illusion because eventually once the party ends, they're going to have to face stupid reality sooner or later. I wonder if this song became a Carnival staple in Brazil. It would work well considering Lent follows soon after and people are miserable giving things up. This is a song that holds up a mirror to reality, but if I was celebrating Carnival, this wouldn't be a song I'd listen to. I just live in the illusion of happiness for and fun while I still could without thinking about the inevitable end. So if Astrud was there at Carnival kind of singing this and smoking a cigarette, I'd be like, "Ah, senora, shut up!"
Ooh.
I'm trying to enjoy the party. Go take your sadness somewhere else. This isn't the place.
This is from Look to the Rainbow. And to me, it starts off like a carnival. Because that's what this song is about. I think they nailed that atmosphere pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Felicidad is happiness.
The same in Spanish as well as English, too.
And happiness is fleeting like carnival time in Rio. So enjoy it while you can because Ash Wednesday's coming up. And then you'll be sorry.
For 40 days anyway.
And it is kind of depressing because it's like happiness has an end, but sadness has no end. And you're getting it from the worker's point of view.
Yeah.
Like, they have to work all year, and then you get, maybe a week if you're lucky of Carnival, and, you party your brains out, and then it's,
back to the mines.
Jesus is coming, everyone look busy.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then, this song gives us that dichotomy of happy music about sad stuff, except at the end, when the song ends almost menacingly, instrumentally,
Time to atone for your sins.
Lent has fallen. Everyone line up for the ashes.
Oh, great.
You're going to eat them. We're not just going to put them on your forehead. Open your mouth and have your no thank you portion.
I have to say, once, this was when COVID hit, Mom and I couldn't go to church, so I did the Cheetahs version of Ash Wednesday. I took some black eyeshadow and made a cross on my forehead, but I had to go to class that day, and one of my classmates typed in the Zoom chat, "Wow, you look very metal." And I was like, thanks.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next track, Only Trust Your Heart. The message of this song is simple but important. If you want to know that you're in love, don't go looking for signs from the universe because you'll drive yourself mad. Just go out with the person, listen to your heart in the moment, and you'll know. It's that simple. And if you don't trust yourself enough to know the answer, then you really need to work on yourself. You can't let fate run your life or ruin your life. You need to make up your own mind about what you want to do, and things either will or won't happen depending on what you choose. Of all the songs with a message on this album, this is one you should pay attention to. And if you need other proof that you shouldn't listen to the universe, go listen to Weird Al's That's Your Horoscope for today because it makes you realize, yeah, it kind of is stupid. I remember one time I downloaded this horoscope app on my phone because my friends had it and I'm like, oh, this seems kind of fun. Why not? And then I would look at it every day. It would be like, this is what's going to happen in your life today. And then I panicked. I deleted the app after 3 days. I was like, I can't do this. This is driving me nuts.
I have Al's song in my head now.
Yeah, I'm probably going to listen to that after.
That's such a good song.
Yep.
Okay, this is from Gets a Go-Go. And like you said, it's good advice. Don't let the stars or moon get in your eyes when you're with that special someone. Mm-hmm. Wait for an empty night sky and then find out if you really care. Mm-hmm. And the same deal with dreams. Just, see the song title. Mm-hmm. Hearing this makes me wish I was there in the audience. Mm-hmm. Stand and band play quietly, giving Astrud the perfect backing. Mm-hmm. It's just another perfect song.
Next track, Beach Samba. This makes me want to go to the beach. It's February, and not Horse Neck with its red waves. I want to go to the Newport beaches, go for a swim, lie down in the sun, and meet a handsome stranger, preferably tracing an ice cube down my back. Anyway, this track is almost like an instrumental whose purpose is to get you in the summer mood, and I think this would work. Definitely good music for a car ride or a summer party or a summer dance. I'd put this on a playlist.
This is from the album Beach Samba. It's sort of an instrumental Astrud just makes with the ba-ba-ba-da over and over. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there seems to be a moment in the song where she comes in, but when she shouldn't have. If you listen closely, it's kind of like a mistake, but they left it in, which I kind of like things like that. You can samba on the beach if you want to, but I don't think that would work at Newport or Scarborough Beach. It's just too crowded. Rio by the Sea, sure. Or the Algarve.
Yeah, the Algarve.
Or one of the beaches in Hawaii, where it's just like this vast expanse and you're not crowded and there's a palm tree.
Or maybe go to a nude beach.
So relaxed. And
Yeah.
go to a nude beach and do the beach samba and, your junk is just swinging everywhere. And,
Well, also, not many people attend nude beaches in Rhode Island. You have to, I don't know how many people attend the nude beaches in Rhode Island, but I know they're out there. And since not as many people go, you could probably do that over there. It's also funny because, I'm thinking about the spectrum of beach songs, and it's like, okay, we've got this and the Beach Boys on one end, and then we have Lana Del Rey on the other end with All I Want to Do Is Get High by the Beach. So it's like, you have your happy beach songs and your somber beach songs. So pick whichever one you want.
Yeah.
Final track. How insensitive. My first note when I saw the title. Uh-oh, what happened? Well, a man tells Astrud he loves her, and she says nothing. Why? Because in her mind, the love affair is over. And I realized, oh, she didn't want to catch feelings, but he did, and now she's dropping him like a stone. She realizes she must seem cold to him, but she can't control how she feels. So while she recognizes he must be hurt, her defense is, what else can I do? A rather sobering end to an album, but it's fitting because this track lets us know, all right, party's over.
This is from the Astrud Gilberto album, and Norman Gimbel strikes again with the English lyrics because this is called Insensitage in Portuguese. And, like I said, Guy tells Astrud he loves her, but she's over it, but wonders, maybe she was too cold and insensitive about it, which to me is very un-Astrud-like behavior. But she pulls it off, because there's just something about that voice.
Oh, God, I have an image in my head now that I can't get out. Because, okay, this is because we're watching Bob's Burgers. Just imagine, you know how Tina is like boy crazy?
Yeah.
Imagine adult Tina, and this is her now.
Oh, jeez. I
Just swings to the other end of the spectrum.
I could definitely see that.
Like when
And the
Jimmy
thing-
Jr. finally confesses his love and she's just over it. She's like, dude, shut
You
up.
waited too long, Jimmy Jr.
Your dad participated in a coup against the United States, Jimmy Jr.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This was one of those songs where I really didn't pay attention to lyrics because I just assumed that the guy was the one who told Astrud it was over, and she's like, oh, how insensitive, you son of a...
But no.
But no, it's her. And I'm like, wow, okay. And so not only is the love affair over, but so is the CD.
The end. Overall, definitely listen to this album if you're not familiar with Astrud Gilberto already, or if you only know her from The Girl from Ipanema. Her other songs deserve to be heard as well, and they will either lift your spirits or make you begin to yearn in a good way. She doesn't deserve to have her music forgotten by time, and the best way to be a fan is to sit back and enjoy her music.
Now, this is going to sound terrible, but I'm going to say this.
Okay.
Astrud Gilberto does not have the greatest voice in the world.
I know you mean in the polished, refined way.
In the polished, refined way.
Yeah.
And the thing is...
But it suits the genre.
Well, here's the thing. There are some songs she was never meant to sing. And I found this out the hard way because I picked up and then got rid of a 1998 compilation that Verve put out called Talkin' Verve. And you don't need to hear her doing covers of Chicago or Association songs because they are terrible. She doesn't have the voice for them. And why would those crummy songs be foisted upon her in the first place? I was so angry
Mm-hmm.
that I wrote a scathing letter to the record company, which of course I never got a reply because I said, you're doing this woman a disservice.
Mm-hmm.
She has much better material out there. And this is just, I think they put this out during the time of like, there was this brief period in the 90s where, hey, everyone's into lounge music and
Lounge
it's going to be
music's fine.
and it's going to be like a hipster, wink, wink, nudge thing of like, hey, this stuff isn't the greatest in the world, but we're just going to pretend that we enjoy it because that's the cool thing to do. Now, here's the thing. When she works with people who know what to do with her voice,
She's fine.
it's gold, Jerry. It's gold. And that's what you get with compact jazz.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid set representing her first 5 albums, plus the songs that she sang on Gets Gilberto and 2 out of the 4 songs from Gets a Go-Go. So to me, it's very comprehensive of like that period where she just cranked out so many albums from 1965 to 1969.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever put this compilation together just nailed it.
They understood
This
the
was-
assignment.
Yeah, this was like one of the earliest CD compilations. There would be others going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I've looked at the others and I think, oh, it doesn't have this song and it doesn't have this song. To me, this is the perfect representation of Astrud Gilberto. And even if you don't want to pick up this compilation, you really do need her version and no one else's of the girl from Ipanema in your life.
Yes, this version in particular. Don't do the crappy edit. It sucks.
Or don't go for the Bob Rivers version. You know, the guy who does the 12 Pains of Christmas?
He did one?
The girl with emphysema.
Okay, I kind of want to hear that one, though.
No, I know. But
Is there coughing and hacking in the background?
I don't know. I gotta
I'm
check
gonna look
down.
it up after this.
But like I said, this, just doing the research on this album just made me realize how comprehensive and how well put together it is. And to me, I just don't need another one.
All right. As always, thank you for listening to the latest installment of My Dad Listens to This. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Follow me on social media for the other episodes. If you're friends with my dad, he can email the episodes right to you. As always, thank you for listening. We'll be back next time with another album to nitpick and gripe about. Dad, anything you want to say before we go?
I want to say see you soon, or as we say in Portuguese, talog.
Adios.